Hiya, Kintsugi Koko here. Welcome to my quirky, eclectic blog. Howdy ho, howdy ho. Hope everyone's having a fabulous day. I just got back from a Galentine's date with myself. And I thought, what better way to celebrate the occasion than to talk about one of the biggest life lessons that, I say this with every video. However, it takes a lot of life lessons to kind of get you through life, and I'm still probably going to learn millions more. So we take notes as we go. However, actually, let me grab something real quick. So my Valentine's Day is I took myself to a book fair, because why not? And this is the book I got under Lock and Key. It's so cute. So far, I started reading it already. And it's a good book so far. We like it. We like it. While at the book fair, I found this nifty little bookmark that says, "Oops, I fell in love again." And I literally snorted when I read it. I snorted out loud, and there's people standing right next to me, and they're kind of like, oh. But I had a laugh because I mentioned this yesterday in my video, how the phrase treat others as you want to be treated is not necessarily true, really. You're meant to treat yourself the way you want to be treated, and then that is reciprocated onto you, because then other people know how to treat you based off how you treat yourself. And I had no clue. I grew up with the golden rule: you treat others the way you want to be treated, and people will see how you treat them, and then they'll treat the same. But that's not inherently true, now is it? Nonetheless, I need to stop fidgeting with that because it's quite noisy. I thought, that would be a perfect lesson to go over is, really what it took to get myself to get to the understanding of that phrase. I just recently rephrased that for myself and rebranded it, because for the longest time, we were none the wiser, nonetheless, right? And how you allow yourself rest, how you take care of yourself on a daily basis, right? Brushing your teeth, bathing, like sore muscles, do you use massage oils and try to massage it out? Like taking care of yourself in that sense, but also, are you keeping your body active? It doesn't necessarily have to be working out, but are you dancing? Are you moving? Are you going for walks? Are you being outside in fresh air and just allowing your body to have that stillness and that quietness and that ability to connect with the world around, right? That is all reflected in how people treat you, believe it or not. And I know I've poured my heart and soul into others my entire life, and that it really wasn't reciprocated much. And sorry, my that's really bright. My lamp is dying on me. I need to charge it. I didn't charge it yesterday. Huzzah! You can see me now. Now you see me. Reminds me of Mighty Joe Young. You found me. Sorry. We love us Mighty Joe Young. Anybody else obsessed with Jane Goodall and Mighty Joe Young when they were younger? Because I was, for sure. Honestly, that kind of like preempted me to be able to speak the way I do with my animal. Not my animal. How dare I? My firstborn, my son, my pupper. Anywho, I was always pouring my love out onto others, hoping one day somebody would start pouring into my cup, right? It, not that no one ever was. However, they were pouring into my cup the way they deemed efficient. And just because they feel like that's efficient doesn't mean that was efficient for me, right? And I'm very thankful, grateful, blessed for all the care and love and admiration and support that I have received. However, I also am allowed to have the full ass audacity to say, I deserve more though. I deserve consistence, dedication, compassion, passion, right? I never had parameters or bear witness to relationships in that sense, growing up that much. And I don't say that as in like ever. However, I did have like a few examples, right? But the needle in the haystack kind of like, wow, does that really actually exist? Or am I kind of out on went out on a limb here? Which, if you have to ask yourself that, no, you're not. Really, you're not. Because if you can conceive it, you can achieve it, right? You can bring it into reality. The trick, though, is to pour into yourself that way. And in doing so, it will attract what it is that you're looking for. So it's not about actually looking for it. It's about, oh, I literally wrote out a list. These are my expectations from a partner. And I looked at that list and said, okay, what on this list am I not achieving currently? What do I need to work on to make sure that I'm drawing in the partner I want? And that was also another really beautiful thing was I can't expect anyone to give me anything I can't give myself. So if I can't provide it for me, how dare I expect, I was going to say, who the hell am I? How dare I expect somebody else to be able to provide it for me if I can't even at least give myself a baseline example of what it is I want, right? And seeing the, oops, I fell in love again. And that's such an epitome, that is an epitome, I think that's the correct word, of me and who I am. I just love so much reading a book, this little love book that I bought, Valentine's Day on the nigh. And like reading books, I get into it and I can put myself in that book, right? It's like almost watching a movie. Like, I'm sure there's a handful of people out there who can absolutely understand what I'm saying when I say this, but reading isn't just reading for me. Like, I am diving into this whole other world where I'm in it, and I may or may not be the person, but like, I am living in that book. I'm living in that moment. I can feel the emotions. I can feel what's going on around them. I can see what's going on, right? And obviously, because of that, my emotions get intertwined in it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe that's not the healthiest. However, in doing that, I have learned what it is that I like and want for me as a partner, as a lover, as a friend, right? Because in reading the books and reading this information, I can feel what I'm like, oh yeah, I could jive with that, or oh my God, no thank you. Like, that is a bit brass, a little bit brazen. However, like I said, it's really allowed me to curate my taste and what it is I like and what I don't like and who I am in that sense. And I am so thankful, grateful, blessed I have that ability to just really dive into a book like that. And I can even do it with movies and films. And a lot of people, I get a little intertwined, a little bit indulged into it, so much so if you pull me out of it, I'm kind of like, excuse me, what? What do you want? What can I help you with? Get out of my way. I was in something. I get a little harsh. But I think that's just a bibliophile in me, you know? Really, in all honesty. It comes from a great place. I was enjoying my time traveling, and you interrupted my travels to bring me back to this world. How dare thee? No. And all humor and all jokes aside, really showing up for yourself and loving yourself and taking care of yourself the way you want to be taken care of is the surefire way to make sure that you're attracting in what it is that you want. And sometimes it's hard, but you know what? Consistency is key, right? And by doing that, whether it's hard, whether you're, I don't like to use the word tired because it says not only in scripture, but your words are power. Your words are magic. That's why it's called spelling. I like to say that I'm in need of rest or in need of restoration. I'm ready to... Oh, there's another word I use if I am feeling the need to... Can't think of it right now. That's okay. However, even when it's hard, even when you are in need of rest, even if you're not feeling the greatest, right? You still need to put in that extra little, your little 2 cents, right? Because putting in that 2 cents is going to tip the scale in your favor. Just that much to show how serious you are about the love you deserve, right? I got a sinus bit with this new moon energy and that, and I'm pretty sure I like inhaled a sunflower seed. The salt they put on sunflower seeds is like the chemical salt. It's not like the good salt. And I can tell by the way it feels in my mouth. And so I already kind of knew that off the bat, and I was indulging a little bit too much with those. So I had to stop that because it gunked up my sinuses. However, we really just dove in super deep with our tender love and care, our rest and recuperation, right? Just pouring more and more and more into ourselves so that we were able to bounce back just as quick as it came on. We bounced it away just as equally fast because of the consistency. And also, the more you do it, the easier it is to, I'll just do it real quick, you know, like as long as I'm getting it done. And it doesn't have to be perfect as long as it gets completed, you know? That was one thing that was hard for me to let go was my need for perfectionism. And it wasn't necessarily my need for perfectionism. It was a simple fact that a lot of the times growing up, because I usually could guess something on point or I could see something coming from a mile away, right? If something did happen under my watch, under my care, it was, well, you should have known better. You should have known better. You should have done better. And it's like, yeah, you're right. I should have. No, I had no business doing what I was doing. And I was a kid and I was learning this life for the first time, just like everyone else, right? There's absolutely room for trial and error. And so perfectionism does not exist. That's a fool's story. Perfectionism exists. A wise man knows that he can find his lessons in his mistakes. And it's not even a mistake, right? Failure is the first attempt in learning. And as I like to say, no, that's rejection for your protection, and no just means next option. You know what I'm saying? So stay true to you. Pour your love into you first and foremost, always. And watch your cup overflow like a mofo, you know? I like that. Any hoosers, I hope y'all have a great night. Happy Valentine's Day tomorrow. Or, what is it, no, not Cooper Kalia. Anyhow, Happy Valentine's Day. I love y'all big much, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Toodaloo.